All right. Hey, my name is Philippe Patterson. I'm here for Taji Mag. I am here with the talented Mr. J. Will, the star of Rob Peace. How are you, sir?
Man, I'm good, man. Just taking it all in, man. Just feeling the impact of it all. So I'm just thankful.
Okay. Let's start off with some questions here. How did you prepare for such a complex and challenging role?
My first step of preparation was just making sure I got the blessing from the family, got the blessing from his mother and uncle, cousins, the whole family. Because ultimately, I feel like that was my audience that I wanted to cater to as Jay. And once I got that, once I handled that, I went back to the script. Reading the script, went back to the book, seeing if I could find people who actually knew him, stay close to the mother to get his essence. And once I got on set, it was just a cipher between me and Chiwetel, me and Mary J, me and Camilla. We all just started to make our own thing come out of that for sure.
Speaking of Mary J, how was it working with her? What kind of knowledge did she give you?
She gave knowledge of silence, man. She stayed to her own too, but when it was time to get to it, man, she really popped out. She really popped out. I had a couple scenes with her. Did some rehearsals with her just to read over it, and she's really curious about the work, always looking for another way to go deeper with it. She we know about the music for sure, but she's definitely multi-dimensional in that aspect.
Did you share with her your favorite song from her catalog?
Hey man, I'm on the latest album that she just dropped not long ago. She actually dropped that, and she got a song coming out. I think tomorrow. Along with the project, and she got music on the film as well. So she's pointing to it from so many different angles.
Okay. And so, what was the most challenging part of portraying this real life character?
Um, I didn't really find it wasn't really tough for me. It wasn't really tough. I think I just wanted to make sure the family was content and make sure they weren't being robbed or make sure they weren't taken advantage of, in any type of way. I really had a good time with just staying true, staying honest. It was tough to go home with those energies back when it was done. We finished each set day, back go home, and when we get to the high tense paranoid part of the arc in the story, like sleeping those days was kind of tough for me. Therapy was necessary just to shake off those negative parts, and just work with what serves me best.
Yeah, and what interested me about, cause I never heard about Mr. Rob,
Yeah,
but what interested me about him is that he had everything going for him, but it's still the environment and the struggles and the upbringings. How did you create that balance between just showing his intelligence and his hard work, dedication, and being a conflict to his environment and the people around him?
man, it was it's the complexities that we all got in our lives, but I do think this was a high level complexity. Like some people go through figuring out, oh man, what I'm gonna eat for dinner tonight. And they looping on that question. But this guy had real life stuff to handle. Is the incarceration of his father, helping him at least just get his family back together. These are real life things, so it wasn't hard to tap into those complexities. Because again, our community knows these things. Our community understands what it's like to step up maybe a little too early as a son, or step up the mother stepping up and being the father of the household. We know that story, but I think what makes this different is the 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 passion that Rob had for family, the passion that he had for community, for love, for his mom and for his father. Just to get his community all back together. I think he just wanted a unit.
Is there anything that you could compare? Like, is there any similarities that you have with the character that you could pinpoint?
Man, for sure, man. I think for me personally, going to a Ivy League type of school, coming from a whole different place, and going to that school, and I guess excelling there, or trying to find excellence there within myself. Rob, he what's crazy is he never found from what I projected through him, through myself. He never had the desire to code switch or feel like he had to be something else. He was in the laboratories with the Deweys on, going to talk to the white boys like, hey man, y'all need to check y'all equations, man. Come back to it. Brushing his hair, getting his about to get his braids done. But I think I relate to that level of just multi-dimensionality, going back and forth, not feeling not knowing what back and forth is, and I think that's what, I really related to that. It inspires me just watching the movie and to hear it reflected back. People say such well things about it. Well, maybe this is something that I can take and incorporate in my own life. I never go far past, to a place where I can't be humble myself, and take my own note, take my own inner self note. So it's a lot. That's just one of them, man. That's just one.
Okay. And of
Yeah.
course, this film was written directed by Mr. Ejiofor. How was it being directed and also co-starring with him in this film?
Man, I'll never forget. We doing the scenes in jail, and I got the phone. And I go and I look him in his eye. He just looking back at me. You just gotta believe it. He played no games. But as soon as it was over with, he's ready to go direct. He's back. Okay, Jay. So let's make sure that I'm like, whoa, like how do he going back? It's swift. It's swift, and he goes back into the whole like Skeet Douglas, persona, and just to see him, he's a master at his craft. He's a master at it. So I'm honored beyond measure, blessed to even have the opportunity to work with him. So
Is there like one thing that you learned from him that you've taken on for your future career?
yeah, for sure. I guess, artistically, real specific, technically. Um, I guess people that are from England that are trained in acting and got a little different flavor out here. I've been noticing that. I trained in Oxford, for maybe about 6 months, and that was the first time I was confronted with this whole different vibe of like way in of acting. So I got with him and went on set. He was just like, "Yo, okay, cool, that's great. I like the way you did that monologue. But what's the dilemma here? What's the dilemma? What are you wrestling? What is he going through? All right, cool. Let's action. Now to go right there, right in the middle of me trying to figure it out. He would call it, and I would get right into it. So it would be on the moment, in the line. So I had a really good time. What I'm gonna take with me is just that deeper level of asking myself those, what's the dilemma here? A lot of actors get away with just saying the lines and just doing, trying to be cute or something. But really, there's like a push and pull, inner wrestling that's always happening. What kind of dinner I want? Maybe not that. What's the dilemma here? But that process of getting to point A to point B is way more interesting than just getting there.
Okay. And if you could talk to Rob in person, what are some of the questions you would ask him and why?
Man, that's a great question. I don't know if I would ask questions. I think I would more so just thank him. Probably just say thank you for, giving this opportunity to the world, serving his purpose. I would thank him, and I would tell him that I would more so tell him and validate him, encourage him, affirm him that there was not one bad decision that he made. I think that everything happens for a reason, and his purpose was served. Truly. I would just make sure he keeps his angelic self around his mother. Just make sure he, you know keeps her, keeps her happy, keeps her healthy. And again, my intention is just to serve that family here. My mother first, personally, but it's more so Jackie Peace. I really want to make sure she's blessed throughout all this process.
All right, man. Well, you had a great performance, man. I know everybody needs to see this film, so I'll do my best to try to push it. Last question I have: what song would you use to describe your character in this film?
What song do I use to describe a
Yep.
Rob?
Mm-hmm.
Artist, it's crazy. I got a whole playlist. That's my way in.
Mm-hmm.
In the part of, in the beginning beginning of the movie would be a different artist from the end of the movie. In the end,
Mm,
I say he gets to more of like a West Side Gun, type of vibe, like Benny the Butcher,
okay.
just ready to, Conway, real gritty, gritty. In the beginning of the movie, I think it reminds me of my music. It reminds
Mm,
me of the music that I make. I actually had songs that I would make to get me in the vibe of it. I leave work, I leave set, go to the studio, start writing, start get right in the booth, or start making beats. My music is coming out in January. I have a whole project coming out under the name Nueve, like the number nine. So in the beginning, it was Nueve. The end, it had to be the whole Griselda squad, man. Shout out the whole Griselda squad, man. Everybody out there, man. Makami, everybody, Underground World.
yeah, you really spit some names out there from hip hop heads.
Hey man, this for the hip hop heads, man. That's real. I do my work. I do my homework, man.
uh,
Makami, all those people, man. Earl, all those cats.
I got you. All right, well, appreciate it, man. Hope we can do this again on some of your future projects and keep up the good work.
Man, thank you, brother. You stay well out there.
All right, thanks.
Yes, sir.